Hank was a 1940s detective, an old gumshoe, who, for some reason or the other, didn't go to World War II because he had an injury to his leg and got involved in the initial project, which I believe was the Bad Mojo Project.
We're going back to work for Donovan.
Actually, since you've been chasing down the sword, Donovan's become quite a big sponsor of the project.
Basically, Hank kind of got grandfathered into Donovan's corporation that way. He was one of the old school people who got fathered in. We always joke that he was more or less the night assistant manager. Oh yeah, Hank's also a werewolf too. I'm not an actor. I'm a computer programmer. It's one of those things that I dreamed of being an actor, being in a film, and I got asked to be in it, and it kind of surprised me. It's kind of like a guy who coaches a little league team and suddenly gets asked to play in the majors.
Oh, hell no. Man, there is no way. No, man. How am I supposed to be? I can't go nowhere with him. He looks like a broke-ass Tim McGraw.
Filmed a movie about a vampire serial killer, which we thought was incredibly original. Female vampire serial killer, by the way. Got onto the shelves in Blockbuster, and I had my 8 seconds of fame. And the movie really sucked. I moved to Nebraska then, and Brett had approached me about doing the Innocent Saga.
That's quite an undertaking for a little Texas detective agency, isn't it? I mean,
surprisingly, I think everybody became better actors. And when you're on a low budget film like this, you kind of learn to buck up, shut your mouth, and deal with a lot of things. Particularly situations that are physically or mentally uncomfortable or tiring. It was extremely hectic. It was extremely hard to learn lines too at times, because often we would have rewrites handed to us immediately prior to filming. Mood was generally really lighthearted because most of us are actually friends, even outside Ponderous and so on. A lot of us know each other. I wouldn't say family because, where I'm from, family means taking the wheels off the trailer house together. So I think it's more of a friendship type thing.
You got her? Thanks for the confidence vote.
Brad was actually one of the best actors to work with because he always knew his lines precisely, which is really surprising if you know Brad outside of the movies, because he's...
Yeah! See? Get the Fort Falls! None of it fucking matters.
Hey. Oh, look at you. Where did you come from?
Bogey always stole my damn scenes.
Oh,
Actually, I could never appear on screen with Bogey at the same time because we played the same character, but... Bogey was great to work with too. He was probably the best actor because he never complained.
A little lower. A little lower. Oh, jerk!
I think one of my most frustrating things was the fight scenes because I am not a fighter. I am not graceful. I don't even like to hold toy guns.
Are you an action star, Scott?
It's kind of a joke within the Ponderous group that, they don't let me hold anything expensive or dangerous or breakable. And usually, even when I'm holding a glass, people stand a good distance away from me because I'm very clumsy.
I'll keep your coin and I won't lose it.
The finished product is actually quite a bit better than what I had expected just from reading the scripts. And a lot of that came from the acting performances. Jade in particular, because I hadn't seen him act before. When I originally read the script, the character of Jax, I didn't like the character. I thought it was boring. I thought it was kind of stupid to have him in there. And I didn't think that was a great character. Jade made that character stand out and pop out. I think Hasso, too, with his character, did that. And actually, that could be said of Sally Colombo, that can be said of Jake. A lot of people added their own character and their own flavor to it. And I think that that's what made the saga, seem real and seem filled out. When I'd read the script, it didn't seem as big and as, grandiose as it became.
No! Don't you fucking do that!
It's got a religious undertone to it, but it's not a religious movie at all. It's not a Jesus movie. It's not a Left Behind series. It takes the Book of Revelations as kind of a base point, much like someone else would do with Shakespeare or Chaucer or something like that, and uses that as part of the plot line.
You're not going to try and sell me a watchtower, are you?
This isn't about religion. This isn't about Christianity or Islam or even Judaism.
Listen to the Rolling Stones' Sympathy for the Devil and you've got the Innocent Saga. 21 Black doing the theme song, which is excellent. If we'd had a lot of money, I would have pushed for some things like, getting some indie label bands on the soundtrack and that, and having them write music for it. But, without any money, it's not really possible to do that. And I think we were very fortunate enough to have several bands that actually did donate some songs and put some music on it.
Presentation, revelation, eyes to see.
Joaquin Phoenix, when he did Walk the Line, and Reese Witherspoon, when they did June Carter Cash and Johnny Cash. I really, really appreciated the fact that they took Joaquin Phoenix and he actually sang those songs. Now, he was not the best singer to do them. Reese did a surprisingly good job at it. But I'm actually impressed when people do that. And I like that better than seeing something like, I remember Eddie and the Cruisers, when you would see Michael Pere singing, and you knew it was John Cafferty, and it didn't sound like his voice and it didn't seem right. And that spoiled that whole movie for me, which would have been probably one of my favorite movies had it not been for that. Of course, Michael Pere can't sing for crap, but and that's one of the things I really appreciated was that Sally was actually singing in her scenes. I didn't know how you were going to pull that off because I couldn't see that. I really couldn't. I was like, why are you doing that? But what ended up happening is somehow I got the idea. I do get credit for this one. I got the idea to have Ryan Harris sing The Amazing Grace at the end, because that way we could actually tailor it to however we wanted it to be, whether we wanted it sped up, techno, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And so we had Ryan go in to record it. And when I heard it at the end of the film, I said, okay, that actually does fit together with the film. And then once you see all 10 of the films together, you can understand how that fits in. Because it is kind of a redemption story. It is kind of a salvation story, as well as a story about destroying the universe. And I hope that people got the connection that it was Ryan singing at the end of the first one too, because I think that's a great connection, and I think it's a good closure to that. Hopefully we can put the ponderous universe behind us and I can play something besides Hank. Hank was fun to play, but Hank gets a little old and crotchety after a while. So I'm ready to hang up Hank's trench coat, and play someone who's not a alcoholic smoker, who can't die.
How immortal is immortal?
I guess to me, I didn't wrap my character until we saw it. And at that point I wrapped. And I was actually proud of what I'd done in the saga up to that point. So there was a huge feeling of accomplishment, a sense of pride